to Face to Face, the program
that frontally discusses
political and social issues in Nigeria. The weekly program brought to you on Wednesday by 6 p.m. Nigerian time, anchored by Prince Ewemade Concourse, powered by GCSDN.
Join us.
Yes, good evening and welcome to the channel program. Today we have a very interesting Nigeria ripe for a revolution. Given the current situation in Nigeria, it is hard to think that parents are the most patient people on the net. The event that sparked the Egyptian and Tunisian revolution in 2001 and 2013 pale in comparison to the current situation in Nigeria. The price of things have skyrocketed to the highest level in the history of our country. Fuel is being sold for 3,000 naira per liter in some states, while a bag of cement is being sold for 16. About that, why price of why bag of cement is being sold for 16,000 naira in Nigeria. It is very disheartening to see that even the locally manufactured product in Nigeria is so expensive at this point in time. We now import crude oil. We are so blessed with crude oil in Nigeria. We have you can't imagine it. The kind of crude oil we have. We have one of the best crude oils in the world. From our crude oil, you can get petroleum, the aircraft fuel, aviation fuel. You can get all sort of resources from that Nigeria petrol fuel that we have in Nigeria, kind of oil we have in Nigeria. In Cotonou, if you cross over to Cotonou, bag of cement is being sold for 1,000 CFA. Okay, but in Nigeria, that the same cement is being manufactured is sold for 16,000 naira. In the midst of this, Nigerians are very relaxed. They are still very okay, very contented with the situation. If you look at what sparked the Egyptian revolution of 2011 and 2013, it is nothing compared to what is going on in Nigeria today. But in the midst of this, Nigerians are still very happy. So in my own opinion, I believe they must be the most patient people on planet Earth. For them to continue to endure day in, day out, the hardship that is being brought upon them, and the so-called failed leaders of the Nigerian state. So I have two of my panelists, my regular contributors on this weekly program. One of them is in the Kingdom, same country that I live, and another one based in Texas. I'm going to bring them to the studio before we continue with our program. Mr. Brown, Honorable Joe Dele Brown Ero, how are you doing, sir?
Oh, I'm doing pretty well. And how about yourself?
I'm great. Good to see you again. How's the weather over there in Texas?
Well, it's great. It's getting hot now. when the weather gets bad, it starts with Texas. When it gets good, it also starts with Texas. When we are good, we enjoy the sunny day. Right now. I'm inside the air conditioner. That's why you see
Great,
me with
great.
the jacket.
Ah, okay, that's cool. It's good to see your face again. Anyway, let me bring my other brother from another mother, Chief MD. Chief MD, it's always nice to have you on my program. How are you,
It's
sir?
a it's a privilege and honor to be here, and thank you for inviting me as well for this meeting. And also, Honorable Joe Brown, it's a privilege to have this conference with you again. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief MD. It's nice to see
Thank you.
you
Thank you so much.
again. Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you on the same program.
Thank you.
Today we are going to have we are going to have really serious. We have to really discuss serious critical issues because for me, this day is going to be one of the deciding days for me that I have lived as a Nigerian. I cannot continue to endure or pretend that there's nothing, that everything is all good in Nigeria. Nigerians are dying. They need help. We produce the locally produced materials in Nigeria are so expensive today. Somebody told me 3 days ago they bought fuel in Lagos for 3,000 naira per liter. She had to drive all the way to Badagry Semeboda to buy fuel for 650. How can Nigerians continue to live like this? Is it that things are good with them, that they are so patient, they don't care, or they just think like nothing is happening in the country, that they refuse to take the power from those who have held us captive? I'm going to ask you first, Honorable Joe Dele Brian Rowe. Is Nigeria ripe for a revolution?
Okay, thank you. Good question. Nigeria has always been ripe for revolution. We have always been ripe for revolution. We just don't want to carry it out. We just don't want to do it. I always tell you in this program and in some other program that I attend, we have one problem, one peculiar problem in Nigeria. It is nothing but fear factor. Fear factor is what is responsible for us not taking, the bull by the horn. I mean, what is going on in Nigeria actually, is enough for everybody, both the deaf and dumb, to understand that we are already pushed to the wall, and therefore we need to fight back. But unfortunately, because of fear factor, we we don't we don't want to do it. We are scared. You see, our nation is characterized with uh, with a Christian. I mean, Muslim and Christian, right? We know that. But the problem is we are over religious. We are over religious. We are afraid. But in the area when you talk about where revolution has actually succeeded in those all those areas, those people are never afraid. They are never afraid, you know. So
I think Honorable Joe Dele Brian Rowe just lost his connection. But before I move on to my brother, let me just quickly play what Egyptian some of the incident events on the revolution in 2011.
Just listen to the in downtown Cairo. The hundreds of people walking the streets. It's unprecedented.
streets today are not the 50, 60 we've been seeing protesting for the past 6 years. These are normal Egyptians.
They showed us. Am I an enemy of the state? I came here to ask.
I think the audio you played is really bad. Or the video. The audio and the video is really bad. No coming across.
Okay. I'm sorry. Of the video I displayed.
Hello?
Yeah.
I'm here.
I think I'm sorry. I think we're having some. I notice that whenever we're having a serious discussion or discussion that has to do with Nigeria that is critical, we always having these technical issues. I know they're trying to frustrate our effort, but people like us will never give up. We'll continue to fight. Nigeria becomes a free nation. Let me ask you the same question, my brother. Is Nigeria ripe for a revolution, considering the all that is happening in Nigeria as we speak?
Nigeria has been ripe for revolution. Nigeria actually been going through revolution, but not in the right direction. If you look at since 1979, 1983 election, all the way down, the set of people that came into politics that time, from the likes of Abiola and all whatnot, the hooligans that are in the aim and fair of politics today, they've been revolutionizing Nigeria the wrong direction. Not for greater good, not for collective good, not for society good, but for their selfish interest to the detriment. In fact, I can say from the 1990-80 coup of the military of Buhari and Idi Agbon that came into power, they've been revolutionizing Nigeria towards the wrong direction. Before 79, way back before then, when we have the likes of elder statesmen like Awolowo with a vision and a plan of a developing, growing society. But since the coup that came in, the Babangida coup, starting from the Buhari coup and the Babangida coup, those who came into power then, they revolutionized Nigeria to the point of the selfish, destructive interest that we have today. So revolution has been going on, but those with good intention have not been a partaker. They've pushed them away. That gentleman said something now and said, is Nigeria ready for revolution? But the thing we also have to know is this set of leaders, I won't call them leaders, I'll call them politicians. They've so much revolutionized Nigeria to the point whereby Nigerians have accepted mediocre, they've accepted corruption, and we are now become complacent to failed leaders. Leaders without vision, leaders without purpose, leaders without direction. It's only in Nigeria intellectual person vote for a dumb person to lead. It's only in Nigeria an educated person will support an illiterate in a position of power. Only in Nigeria. When I say educated, an intellectual. There's a difference. Going to school, having a triple PhD, does not make you an intelligent person. Does not make you even a wise human being. It just makes you that you have a certificate. That's it. But we've been revolutionized to the point whereby Nigerian praise office. Look at what happened to this gentleman that was locked up in UK when he went for stealing. He stole half of the money of the state. When he get back to his state, they will give him a red carpet, treated like a royal, that went to jail for stealing. So another thing that many people don't want to talk about is that the worst part of what's happening in Nigeria today is the politics of religion. They weaponize the religion. They weaponize religion to the point whereby they use it to point fingers in order to distract us from what they're doing, most especially of the northern leaders. And this is the part. If you don't say the truth, how do you know how to correct it? The northern leaders have masterminded the weaponization of Muslim-Christian divide to the point whereby they have delivered nothing, even to their own people. Forget to the whole country at large. They use it to distract people that they are the sponsor of terrorism in Nigeria. Terrorism will not flourish if they don't have leaders, northern leaders in their support. They create division by fingering to others. The Igbos are trying to take over. The Yorubas are trying to be. The Yorubas, Muslim, are not true Muslims. The Igbos are not to be trusted. Whereas they've been in power in their own state. They are the one running their state, but they failed woefully. They have not produced anything. They don't have a robust education, a robust public health. The terrorism level is increasing in their state, but they keep pointing hands to Igbos, to Southerners. So if we have to be honest and say is Nigeria right for everything, it will start from the north. The northern youth need to wake up and say, no, the Christian person is not my problem. The Igbo, the Yoruba, the non-Hausa, the non-Fulani person is not my problem. Our problem is you are a thief as a governor. Look at what's his name? The governor of Kogi State. How much he single-handedly stole?
Yaya Bello.
Yaya Bello. He was funding, using a college to fund money out of the state. If EFCC wasn't on him today, he would be celebrated in Kogi as mini god. Look at El Rufai. In Kaduna before El Rufai, Kaduna are a unified Yoruba, Christian, non-Christian, living together peacefully. El Rufai came. He promoted sentiment of hatred using Islamic fundamentalists and divide the state to the point he did all its whatever thing he was able to do to the northern part of Kaduna, destroy the southern part. The only leader that is a northern Christian in Kaduna was murdered under his administration and nothing was done to it. El Rufai is the most racist human being in terms of religion. Is the most ignorant, deep-seated, hateful human being in Nigeria who pretend to be a leader. This is where our problem lies. Nigeria has been held back by the northern leaders. The northern leaders not trying to do things in the south. Fine, we can survive. But lying to their people, say their failure is because of their Igbo man who's coming to take over. Or is the Yoruba man who is not Muslim enough like them. Is the Yoruba man stop you from spending the Igbo man stop you from fixing your state? Did it stop you from building schools, educating your people? Did it stop you from building a first-class hospital? The Igbo man that came to the north to do business, do hotel, do business, establish company, everything, is it the one stopping you from actually having a functional, safe society? No, it's not. It's actually come to do business. How many Igbo person you see in the north, or a southern person you see in the north that's gone there and say, I want to take over the state? You want to create an Arewa kingdom of similar thing they go around trying to do in the south. The average Hausa man is interested in dominance, not in delivery of anything. If we want to talk the truth and speak truth to power, we need to start with the northern leaders. Look at all the ministerial positions and all the state governed by a northern person. How have they performed? Woefully. They've not delivered on anything. Northern minister in the last 40 years, they have held a position in the federal level and have delivered very well in that department. Look at the last minister of aviation we're hailing. He was willing to destroy the local business of Air Peace. He was willing to destroy the opportunity of Air Peace, who is a Nigerian, but he was happy to give it to another person, another country entirely, not even another Nigerian, give it to another Hausa Fulani person. He was willing to give it to another non-Nigerian person because that people, they're Muslim. Give them 5 to 10 years tax with also ability to compete domestic market, international route. Whereas we have Air Peace. Hold on, I'm not done. Let me finish. So because we're talking, every time we talk about Nigerian problem in isolation of away from the truth is this. If we want to address Nigerian problem, as Honorable Joe Brown said, we need to start with the basic and confront the Hausa leaders and say, you are the reason why we are failing. Every position you've held on federal position, it has not been on merit, it has been on falsified opportunity. The former guy that was F of EFCC embezzled everything to the bone, went to Saudi Arabia and spent billions lodging in hotel. Who is he going to investigate? So we have to be honest. Let's start with the basic. The basic is this. Do we really want a Nigerian that works for everybody? Do we really believe in one Nigeria? Some people cannot believe in one Nigeria and others don't. We cannot then allow anybody to use ethnicity, tribalism, or religious sentiment to divide us. We need to now start confronting the northern people and say, listen, you failed. You failed Nigeria, you failed your people. You've allowed your religious sentiment, your tribal sentiment to overshadow common sense that we are one Nigeria. An Igbo man in the north must be protected doing business, just like an Hausa man in the south must be protected doing business. Let's call it spade a spade. Look at the current state of Nigeria. We have more northern state created. I think that was a farce. Those modern state created. Which one of it you can tentatively say is productively functioning? But you see those leaders and the so-called leaders of the north always coming about religious sentiment. National issue is being addressed or concern for development, for change, for growth, they come with the northern religious sentiment. There's a stupid man that went on national TV saying the federal capital must be governed by an Hausa Fulani man. In one country. Why is Wike giving that position? That position should have been an Hausa Fulani man in the same country. You are saying somebody from the south is less than, because it's not from the north, so it cannot hold the federal capital position. Nobody of the northern leaders come out and rebuke him and say, no, we are one Nigeria. But imagine somebody from the east or south has said similar things. You see all the northern leaders jumping out using religious sentiment. They've allowed religious sentiment, they weaponize religious sentiment to impoverish their own citizens. They use religious belief to destroy their own people. There's a former governor from the northern state. After embezzling the state, left the state, came, built 21 mosques. Nothing against him building 21 mosques. While he was governor, he never built one school. He never completed one project. He never built one hospital. And they celebrated mediocrity. Calling him a great man, but he stole the whole money of the state. All his children are abroad. Then replaced the whole position with his extended family. That is the problem. If revolution is going to start, it's going to start from the northern youth. And any northern youth listening to me, I've not attacked the religion.
Thank you, my
let
wonderful.
me conclude. I've not. No,
thank you, my brother.
Let me. Hold on. Let me conclude with this. I've not attacked any religion. I've not attacked your religion too. I'm saying to the northern youth, I'm attacking your leaders, lying to you that Christianity is your problem. No religion is against you. I'm neither a Christian or a Muslim. But do not let your leaders lie to you. They're lying to you. They're enriching themselves to your own detriment and weaponizing your religion against you. They're not weaponizing it against anybody. It's against you. So northern leaders, northern youth, rise up. That is when you will wake up to face revolution. I yield.
Thank you so much, my brother. Today I'm going to move away from my usual models of operandi or the way I normally conduct myself on this program, but I'm going to leave it as an interactive section because this topic is very sensitive and I need us to speak to one another as Nigerian. We are Nigerian first before whatever passport we might hold in our foreign land. Every day when I speak to people in Nigeria, I'm in pain. I'm in pain because people are going through hardship. People are going through untold hardship that they never bargained for. People are going through untold hardship because somebody somewhere ring themselves to power. People are going through untold hardship because somebody somewhere has connection to monopolize everything that is being sold in the country. People are going through hardship because of self-centeredness or personal greed. Today I'm going to call out Alinko Dangote on this program. Today I'm going to call out Adenuga on this program. If you are a multi-billionaire and your people are suffering, your billion is useless. If you are importing fuel when we have crude oil in Nigeria, you are importing it from another place to come and refine in your own refinery in order to make double profit, you are useless. I am in pain when I see Nigerians complaining on a daily basis. Bread is being sold for 1,600 naira. Where is being sold for 3,000 naira in some state, Lagos precisely. Smith is being sold for 16,000 naira. We have all it takes to manufacture these things locally. Ajakut Oakmiller Smith factory. We have all the stone in the donut. Why are these materials still so sold expensively to Nigerians? I begin to wonder what is going on with Nigerians. When are they going to rise up? When are they going to wake up like the people of the Egyptian people? When are they going to wake up like the Tunisians who chased away Hosni Mubarak after being in office for over 30 years? What is going on with Nigerians? Is it that somebody has bewitched us that we cannot reason properly or we cannot think out of the box in order to find a lasting solution to our problem? What is going on in Nigeria? I want you, I'm not going to be asking any more questions because I'm really frustrated with what is going on right now. I think today on this program, I'm going to add my voice to the voice of people like Sowore, who said Nigeria need a revolution. On this program today, let it be known that I, Prince Ewemade Konkon, I am adding my voice to the voice of Moyere Sowore, that a revolution is due in Nigeria. We need a revolution that must be precise, a revolution that must be thorough. No house must be burned, no shop must be looted. A revolution that must be addressed, that must address the aim to chase away those who have held us captive. This is the revolution that we need in Nigeria, because we cannot continue to remain in abject poverty in the midst of what God has endowed Nigeria with. We are one of the most blessed nations upon this earth. I stand to be corrected, But if anybody can come on this program today and tell me that there is a nation as blessed or endowed with as what Nigeria has been endowed with. We have 41 mineral resources from the nook and cranny, 9,356 square meter of Nigeria as a nation. We have 41 mineral resources. That there's no nation, even the United Kingdom that I live today, they have nothing but what they steal from our nation. The United States, Canada, they have nothing but what they steal from the Nigerian soil. If anybody can come out and challenge me on this program, on this day, to tell me without everything I have said is false. My brother, I want to get your opinion. I'm not asking any more questions, but I want us to speak as one Nigeria, because it is time for us to start adding our voice to the voice of Sowore. It is time for Nigerians to hit the street. How many people hit the street of Egypt in 2011? 12 million Egyptians hit the street of Egypt. That was what brought 30 years old regime to a standstill. We can do it. We have 36 states, including the federal capital of Nigeria. All we need is 10 million Nigerians to sustain a week on the street of Nigeria. The government will collapse. We will seize government from the people because they refuse to set Nigerians free from their bondage. And we cannot continue to live on this bondage that they've created. This is man-made bondage. This is not God bondage for us. This is man-made. My brother, I yield the floor for you.
Yeah, I think your concern is felt by many. Many are expressing that concern but not willing for the ultimate sacrifice to actually seek and fight for change. Many are easily bought, many are easily misled, many are easily confused by little dazzling of a change or coin. Many Nigerians have turned to Judas today, who will betray their conscience, their integrity, their morale for a little bag of rice or for little cash. I see people voting away their future for 1,000, 2,000 naira, 5,000 naira maximum. Many leaders that you've seen in Nigeria, political leaders that you look up to and trust, you see them upping from one party to the other because they've come and promised them small change, to betray the belief and the truthfulness of those who follow them. And then they will go and mislead these people and say, hey, we're going left now, we're going right, without any depth consciousness, without any true thought process, without any conviction to say, this is the reason why I've left this place to support this place. This is why I'm supporting this person now. Or this is why I'm not even involved at all. Many of these so-called leaders collect, I call it bribe, and they compromise their integrity. Look at what's happening with teams that what happened to Labour Party. One man could come join the party from nowhere and bought from the NWC all the way down to the local ward chairman. Won in a landslide. There's no election, even no primary that any candidate across anywhere won at the same level at which the Labour candidate won. It won in a even Jesus Christ, if he had contested against human, he would not have won at the level which he won. He won in a miraculous landslide, 316. The highest next vote to him was 7. The person who got the highest next vote got 7. I got 316. And you see so many leaders now jumping from Labour Party to everywhere else for whatever reason. The question is, so what we have today in Nigeria, complacent Nigerians, with so much weaponized poverty, the so-called political elite have so much weaponized poverty to the point that an average Nigerian cannot think properly anymore. I was speaking to somebody in Edo State earlier this morning, and he said, this is a proper organizer of our group are almost 100,000 strong of people. 100,000. She have the data. Each local government to some word, she have group representative. He said everything she's hearing every day from them is now we go give them money, then go vote for. And that really break my heart. Because I've been to the length and breadth to some extent of Edo State when I was running for governor of Edo State. I hear that sentiment and I try to talk to them. And I listen. The last person who you voted for, who? They'll tell you, and I ask them, why did you vote for that person? The person can't share rights. He can't give us money. He can't. And that same person, let's just assume they voted for Obaseki. I'm not saying it is. I said, now, are you proud of Obaseki or the current government or that person that you voted for them when they left office, either out of rep or senate, whatever? When they're in office, are you proud of what they did? Did they even do anything that benefit your community? No. So you mean you paid that person has paid you for your vote. So what do you expect? Edo State, right now, they all clamoring that they are so hungry. The level of poverty, the level of poverty has bred generation of corrupt-minded, weak-minded people that they cannot think critically. That if this guy gives me rice or 1,000 to vote for him, the school where my pikin they go, the public health I need, the road to give me safety will not be there. People in Edo State, most especially in Esanan, cannot go. There's even an ordinance now in Esanan for people not to go to the farm because there's terrorists in different deep part of the farm around them that are kidnapping people. But those terrorists are living fine. The fact that you knew there's a terrorist camp, what is the government doing about it? What is the community doing about it? Are the leaders in the community also part of it? You have to see how they weaponize poverty. They breed generation of weak-minded, critical thinking people who are able to think beyond their belly. I say, no, don't give me 1 naira. Create security for me. Create good school so I don't have to find private school to put my kids. Create good community clinics so that if me and my family fall sick, we have somewhere to go where we can afford at least more change. But no, they wait every 4 years. When they will come and share rice, when they will come and share t-shirts. I've seen people fighting over t-shirt and cap, and umbrella and apron. I've seen people arguing about the 10,000 they supposed, 20,000 or some change they're supposed to share among them that the person did not bring. I've never had somebody argue about ideology. I'm yet to see people argue about principle and integrity. I'm yet to see the people in this look at Edo State, it's a cosmopolitan state. And it's an example to reflect the society at large. Look at the discourse we're having online. I'm yet to see people critically saying, this is why I'm supporting this on this policy. Just pick 1 or 2. This person said he's going to do this. And this is how the person is going to achieve it. I'm yet to see that. I'm even yet to see the candidate discuss that. All they talk about is personal effect. What people will talk about the candidate is how successful that candidate is in their own private life. Zero effect on you. I don't care if you are a billionaire 10 times over. What are you going to do for the people? How are you going to do it? How long will it take for you to achieve A, B, C, D? And where are you going to find the money from? I had a candidate say, based on his experience, it can attract foreign investment. I'm like, there's enough billionaire in Nigeria. There's enough corporate organization in Nigeria that can attract to the state. None of them they're looking out to borrow money from foreign government, foreign individuals. I'm yet to see a candidate that say, you know what, we they produce gari for Esaland. Esaland have the best cassava. Make it affordable, cheap to export.
But you know what? I was on the phone with someone this morning, and his own point of view was that Nigerians are also part of the problem. We as a people, we're also part of the problem, and the reason is very clear.
We had a problem, not part of.
For example. Yeah, they had the problem. They had the problem. That's exactly what he said. For example, you buy a loaf of bread yesterday for 600 naira. And this morning, in the following morning, you come back to the shop to buy bread. They will tell you 750 or 800. Nobody called them to tell them they have increased their price of production. But they, on their own, because they want to extort money from their fellow sufferer, like we refer to them, their fellow sufferer, additional 200 naira on the bread that was 600 naira yesterday, or additional 150. They will add to it from their own imagination. They will add 150 or 200 naira to the sales of the bread, thereby adding additional burden on the poor people, on the poor masses. We produce cassava. We produce cassava. We have quite edible land in our place. We produce cassava. We have crude oil in abundance. We have gas. We have cocoa. We have palm oil. We have timber. We have bitumen. We have let me just stop naming them. We have everything. We have what it takes to be the giant of the world. But why are we not the giant of the world today? Because of the greed of the few. The reason I said I was going to call out Dangote on this program personally.
Because let me just add to that. Because the intelligent people, the wise people, support the foolish people in power. The foolish people cannot get into power if the wise people behind them orchestrating using them as puppets. Do you know Asuo Godalo has been the head of the Economic Advice Council in Edo State since Oshomole days up to this point? What economic advice has it given to Obasaki, at least for 4 years now, that have actually transformed the state?
For 4 years.
Come.
Yeah.
4 years or 8 years. Now you want to come and run as a governor of a state that you have been the head of the Economic Council. You did not resign because they didn't take your advice. You did not see the influence of what you're doing, but you were there till up to this point. So what have you achieved? You didn't say, you know what? I've given my advice. It doesn't seem you follow my fire. I quit. Lack of integrity. What happened to the money? I had the federal government get Edo State $70 million for Edo Best that was parked in Sterling Bank. The money was deposited in Sterling Bank. What happened to that money? Today, you are coming to say you want to come and run.
While you were just speaking to our audience, I just received a message from one of our brother, Dr. Ofori. He said, no Nigerians are not ready, boss. The hunger is too much and no hungry belly will want protest. This is laughable.
We're complicit.
They are hungry. What he's telling me,
what he's telling me,
they are hungry, but they are not ready for a revolution.
Forget protest. Why not
an angry man is an angry man.
Let's forget protest. Protest is too much. They're very lazy for that. Fine. Why not just vote for somebody that will help your problem? Elevate your problem. Why not vote for somebody with a plan? Somebody who's been at least 8 years of Economic Council of the state, and the state has degraded to this point. It's now running. And you see people jumping up and down, calling him, supporting him. Somebody at some point have to wake up and say, is this right? What kind of economic advice that you give that have done anything to the state? It's either you giving the advice, and the principal Obaseki is not listening, and then what did you do? Did you resign? Did you walk away? No, you didn't. It's because you're getting all the benefits. It's because you're getting all the benefits. For that reason, we have to now challenge the voters. It's not the leaders anymore, because I'm tired of blaming the leaders. They can rig themselves into power. It's very difficult to rig yourself into power when the people are against you. It's the people. The people are dumb, lazy, and very, very selfish. It's not the leaders. If you are not lazy, if you are not dumb, if you are not lack of wisdom and intelligence, then vote your interest. Vote what is good for you and your children, not what you've been paid. We're going to give you bag of rice today to support them. Do you think tomorrow you go bring another rice? Go chop shit now. And they will run after that person. Leaders cross party.
Let's also look at it. Let's also look at it from this angle, from the conversation I had with someone early in this morning, that Nigerians are also part of the problem, not just the government alone, because, like I said, the scenario of the bread and all that. Why do Nigerians want to see their co-sufferer suffering the more when price of something is maybe 2 naira today, and tomorrow morning they on their own increase it to 3 naira tomorrow? Why do they do that? Because they want to they enjoy the suffering of their co-sufferer, or
let me give
something
you a good
else.
example. It's something else. Let me give you a good example. There was a day in Nigeria, the water tank, the wood I saw in the house in Nigeria, I saw the wood is eating. So I called one of the gate guys to go and call some people who the plumber. They came. They said, we need to change that wood and everything. So there's a place not too far where they sell wood. I'm just trying to get to an example. We got there. The man say 6 by 2 or so, big, long wood, about 12 feet. So he said it's about 20,000 for one. And I looked at him, I said, why is it? No. To cut it and everything is about 15,000. He said, 15,000, I mean to say. So those guys will take machine and everything. I said, I'm not carrying it with my car. So I asked him, why is this one thing this expensive? He said, guy, the wood itself is not up to 3,000. So where do you see the rest almost 12,000 on top of it? He said to me, when they take it from, say, Ibadan, before it gets to Lagos, they carry at night, they will meet so many checkpoints, and they will have to settle, even though they have all their paper complete. If they carry a day, same thing. So not only that, between some towns, you see some state actors who call themselves for Monile or whatever, that has been sponsored by the state governor to be collecting revenue. They have uniform, they have receipt and everything. If you do not give them money, they will disload everything you pack. They will pack it down, put it on the roadside, and tell the car to go. You understand? They will basically take all your material, put it on the floor, and tell the car to. And that when you do that, that material becomes there. Now, that money is not constant. So they buy the wood for 3,000. I say in Abeokuta, in Ogun State now. On the way coming, this person will say, no, now 1,000 you go collect. That one will say, no, now 5,000. That one will say, no, now 200. That one will say, now 500. Plus, they also settling the police as they go out. By the time they reach Lagos to their shop, they've already spent over 10,000. Very good. Now, if you go there the day before they bring the new one, and they were able to spend maybe 5,000 on the road to get it to their shop, so they now say, okay, the 3,000 plus the 5,000 on top of it, maybe they sell it for 9,000 or 10,000. Let's say they sell it for 9,000. Let's say they sell it for that 8,000. It's different. The next time you go back there, they want to buy wood. Now, you have more road safety, road people. Road safety, they there where they collect your own. The town local people, the community people, they there. By the time they now go through all that to get to their shop, you've already spent 15,000. plus the 3,000 on top of it, and they put 2,000. You buy something they bought 3,000 for 20,000. You buy 5,000 today, tomorrow is 20,000. Use the analogy of bread. You understand? Do you know the flour that we have in abundance, can have corn to do flour, they are importing it. When $4 rise today, the price of those things must go up. You see, when you have a failed government, when you vote for people without vision, without purpose, without skill, they will not see how the basic things affect the larger society. Here's a question. The minister that came in that is in charge of port authority suddenly increased the tariff on imported cars. What's her reason? Her reason is, we want to help the domestic cars. But in our own very ministry, she did not buy a car made in Nigeria. She bought a foreign car. In our own ministry, by increasing that amount of car being imported, what she could not imagine, because she's not a business person, even though she claimed to be, she has no intelligence on how things affect down the food chain, that by doing so, you've also killed an industry of car spare parts. You're also making the cost of those local cars increase, not decrease. She has said, we want to make the cars being imported cheap. What she needs to do, take away tariff from anybody bringing part car to be assembled in Nigeria. So we want to boost our car industry. So if you are importing engine part, broken down car parts, no tariff on it. If you're importing full car, you pay extra tariff. It means companies like Innocence that moved to Ghana right now will be able to import many of the car components and pay zero or limited tax, reduced tax on it. We're going to also change the process. Rather than you paying to one federal post, if you are based in Ogun State or in Anambra State or in Kano and Kaduna, we will transfer those tax. You pay those tax in your community. Guess what will happen? Where those factories are, economic influence of money will go into there. That factory was beginning to grow with the speed of light. She didn't do that because it means she will not have control to embezzle the money. She only increase the tariff, whereby she have more money to embezzle. So who do you blame? Now, if now you go to where they sell car parts, you want to buy just a headlamp. The last time you bought the headlamp, they say it's 5,000. Now they've increased on those imported cars and as well those broken parts without any common sense. You go back there, the same headlamp you bought yesterday for 5,000, they're now asking you for 50,000. Do you blame the person at that point, or you blame the government official who lack foresight, who lack intelligence, who lack common sense, who is devoid of wisdom, in charge of something she cannot responsibly deliver on? You can't blame the poor woman who increased the price of bread. I'll give you another example. Somebody was telling me this about a market.
Let's take some questions. I think we have some messages from our viewers all over the world. Let's just see what they have to their comment on this program. The first one is Richie Doze official. Nigeria is beyond ripe for a revolution, but Nigerians are not yet ready. You've said it all. Our people are not yet ready, because for me, looking at what's going on in Nigeria today, people are buying fuel for 3,000 naira per liter in some state. Meat that is locally manufactured in Nigeria is being sold for 16,000 naira. And Nigerians are not crying. They are not coming out in en masse. They are not barricading every street, every city, every state in the country for their voice to be heard. They are not rising up to take their country back. They are not calling for revolution now like Sowore did. That means they must be the most patient human species on the face of this planet, because I don't see what happened in Egypt, what happened in Tunisia. It's nothing compared to what's going on in Nigeria today. What triggered the revolution of Egyptian in 2011 and the Tunisia revolution is nothing compared to what's going on in Nigeria today. People are dying. People are dying. People are suffering. People are dying in silence. But the government is doing their obubu as usual, telling the world that all is well. All is not well in Nigeria. I am saying it today on this program, on this day, on this moment, that all is not well in Nigeria. Nigerian citizens are dying in their country. They are so blessed, but in spite of what God has blessed them with, the few, less than 10,000 Nigerians who holding Nigeria in captivity refuse to allow the milk and honey to flow within the masses. It is all is not well. It is about we take our country back. We should shun the idea of it's my brother, it's my sister, it's from my tribe, it's from my religion. Tinubu is from the south, southwest, sorry, beg your pardon, is from the southwest. Yes, we have the Yorubas are from the Edos. For those of you who know the history of the Midwestern region very well, those of you who know the history of Nigeria very well, our Yoruba are also part of the Benin. Tinubu, I can claim categorically without many words that Tinubu is from my place. But in spite of that, it's not doing well for Nigerians. We need to shun the idea that because it comes from my region or from my tribe, we should ignore all its shortcomings. No, we are far above that now. We are far beyond that. Tinubu needs to step up his game or get the fuck out of the office, because Nigerians are dying. People are selling their property to migrate to other parts of the world in pursuit of green that they think is more greener in another side, whereas we have more greener grass in Nigeria. So, Nigerians, it is about time we all come out collectively. I am going to continue to call for a revolution. I don't care. I have embarked on this program, embarked on this project. I am willing, really willing and ready to sacrifice my life for this purpose. Because if you live 1,000 years without nothing that people could remember you for, you've lived for nothing. But if you live for 3 years and people remember you, you've lived forever in their mind. So Nigerians, it's about time we step up our game. People are dying. Nigerians are dying. They are not finding it easy. Day by day, I get phone calls every day from people, family, friends, loyalists, those who are loyal to me forever because of one thing or the other that I have done for them. They continue to complain to me, and I cannot continue to pretend that all is well in Nigeria. All is not well. Needful thing that we must all do: shun religion, shun relationship, shun your brother, your family, whatever the position they might be holding in the government, is for us to meet at the center. A revolution, 10 to 12 million Nigerians out of 200 something million Nigerians, is not too little to call for. It's not too much to call for. 10 or 12 Egyptian people were able to succeed with 12 million Egyptian people on the street. We have over 220 something million Nigerians. With less than 10 million, if we're able to barricade the street, every city, every state in Nigeria, we'll be able to achieve, to drive home our messages. All we need is a better Nigeria. If they are already willing to sacrifice their life for Nigeria to better, that's fine, they can stay. If they are not ready willing to sacrifice their life for Nigeria to better, they can go to Dubai. They can come to United Kingdom where I live, and I can go back home. They can come here and live comfortably with their ill-stolen wealth. So we, those who have Nigerians at heart, we can go back home and build our nation because we know what we have in that nation. God has blessed us. God chose to bless that nation, not by mistake, not by accident, but by divine. It was divine that God made Nigeria so blessed with the kind of resources that we have. There's no nation, I stand to be corrected like always. There's no nation that's blessed as Nigeria. We have 41 mineral resources from the nook and cranny, 9,531 square kilometer. There's no nation on the face of this earth that can challenge us when it comes to the resources that we have. Dubai that people travel to today, Dubai was built out of oil, but they have nothing but oil. They were able to build Dubai that became an enviable site for tourism today in the world. So we Nigerians, we can do better. We have everything. We have a product called Californium that was discovered during Abacha in Zamfara state that cost 27 million US dollars per ounce. Our Mustafa, the former ADC to Abacha, said it. And our brother, I forgot his name of blessed memory, that was killed by the Nigerian government because he knew too much, also said it as well. So Nigerians, I think we are just playing. We need to step up on our game. We need to wake up. We need to rise up and add our voice to the voice of those who are calling for a revolution. A revolution that must be peaceful, thorough. No house must be burned. No life must be lost. But we must achieve our purpose. That's the revolution that we are calling for. It is about time for us to continue to call for revolution, because we cannot continue to live like this. Revolution is the only way that can salvage the situation of Nigeria of today. Without revolution, nothing else will be possible. My brother, why are Nigerians so afraid to do the needful?
I think Nigeria are afraid, because nobody is guiding them to what end. You understand? And Showore is just a noise maker looking for attention. Showore has no plan. He's not willing to do any shit. There was a time he decided to start wearing a red beret like this Julius Malema.
Point of correction. Showore is not a noisemaker. Showore has done a lot for Nigeria on behalf of
Okay,
Nigerians.
hold on a minute. Let me tell you why.
He was incarcerated. He was detained. He was detained. That's your own opinion. He was detained in Nigeria.
Give my opinion.
I am.
Hold on. You have not allowed me to give my opinion.
Hold on. Oh, no, hold on. Oh, before you continue. This is my program. I brought you to this program. I will tell you when to speak. I will give you the time to speak. The truth must be told. I like when fat has been said. Showore is someone that I respect so much. I respect him so much because he sacrificed for us Nigerians. I am the president of the Revolution Now and Take It Back movement, Sweden. Google it. I did a one-month protest in Sweden when Nigerians refused to join me in Stockholm. I, Prince Ewemade Konkon, Google it on Sahara Reporter. It's on Google. I led a one-month protest at the front of Nigeria Embassy in Stockholm. I paid for police permit for 3 hours. The police were with me. I spoke for 3 hours. The ambassador came down to speak with me. Prince Ewemade Konkon, I did it. I am the president of Revolution Now and Take It Back movement.
Let's talk
about
Showore
has
now.
done quite a lot for Nigerians. He sacrificed himself for good. Yes, the problem with Showore, I must say it on this program also. I'm a very forthright person. Showore has his own ego. Yes, if you say that, I will take it from you. He doesn't listen to people. Yes, I will understand that. But Showore means well for Nigerians. I yield the floor for you, brother.
Good. Thank you for yielding the floor. Please let me finish my thought process before you attack me. During the time of Jonathan Goodluck, Showore was one of those people who spread. I'm not saying Jonathan was a saint either. Who was the instrumental people using Sarah TV to spread false lies, allegations against that government. Showore did not only spread lies. Go back and research. He also openly lied about that guy. I'm part of those who joined the APC coalition that brought in Buhari. While Buhari was in government, there was not once criticized Buhari government, but rather criticizing the society and leadership in general. Sowore is a con artist. You may not want to believe that. Yeah, he went to jail because of false allegation and lie. There are other people. This barrister, Fatih Romeo, what's his name? His full name. I apologize if I can't get it right now.
Farotimi.
Farotimi. That's one person who actually critical with the facts. It's another one who actually have fact and purpose and agenda. Sowore is a con artist who just chasing clout and fame. If you go back to during Jonathan, all what Sowore said about Jonathan administration, he has nothing to say about this Buhari administration apart from generalities. Now, if Sowore really wants a revolution, you know what he would do? He will start with the grassroots mobilization. What is Sowore agenda? Only criticizing the government for whatever, but not actually coming with a plan or idea. He went after Peter Obi so massively to a personal attack on Peter Obi, not on policy, not on vision, not on purpose, because he felt Peter Obi is stealing the limelight from him. Not because, oh, you know what, I agree with Peter Obi on this, and I disagree with Peter Obi on this. Every ounce and count he talked about Peter Obi was just pure criticism because he felt Peter Obi was stealing the limelight. Not Peter Obi had advanced the discussion. Not that Peter Obi has actually bring a new dynamic, a new paradigm shift in how to campaign and how. No, he was jealous of all that. His jealousy is Peter Obi is JJC just come and he's taking the limelight. It's just like Meghan and Kate, which we hear. I'm just using that reference. Meghan came with substance, with value, with depth of experience and connection, while Kate is just bland. That's how Sowore is. Now, come back to Nigeria, if Nigeria is right for revolution. No, what we need right now is not a revolution of street protest. We've gone past that. We're not even got energy to go protest in the street. It's voters' education we need right now. We need leaders. What I've been saying, to start educating voters about their rights and about their vote and about the consequences of their vote. One, register to vote. Don't vote because of party. Vote on the candidate message. Don't vote because some community leader say, and this person will go follow. Community leader where they don't go give money for a house. Your own little corner, they find what you go. You say because the community leader or this so-called leader saying, "I person make follow this, so let's go that direction." They're all bunch of liars. They're the same. They're all paid actors. Register to vote. Then vote your conscience on who is promised to do the right thing that will benefit your community. Look at the road that pass your house or in that community. That car they break, cannot even feel come. Nothing is happening in your own local village. Vote for somebody who say we fix it, and if it doesn't fix it, come next election, vote for somebody else. The person you vote for did not win.
When you're talking about voting, everybody that Nigerians have they voted for over the last 24 years has nothing but a monumental failure. Look at every single one of them. No matter what they promise, their promise are. They promise, some of them promise to build air conditioning in the sky for Nigerians. At the end of the day, what do we get? Nothing. So,
my dear brother,
going forward,
there are some people during that election who did not promise they will build air conditioning on the street. Many of them did not vote for because that person did not give them money or something. Those who they voted for,
yes,
it's because that person
you cannot also blame Nigerians because why? They have conditioned them so well to the extent that all they see is today's whatever they can get today to sacrifice their urgent need. They don't think about tomorrow like you and I. You and I live in a very comfortable zone. We are not. I'm not doing this program because I am in Nigeria.
No, you and I have to come to one agreement. You have run for an elected position before. Already local government, if I'm correct.
Yes.
You run with idea on how it will
local
work.
government, precisely.
Local government, I apologize.
Yes.
And then somebody somehow got the vote by the manipulation of other people. Let's put that manipulation aside.
Adam Soshomole, I will call the name for you. Adam Soshomole wrote the result in government house. Exactly. That's what it is.
Now, the problem there is those people who majority of them have voted for you. Adam Soshomole would not have gotten away with it.
Yes.
And then, because they would have, whoever won, it would not have had peace. Because every day will be reminded by the people, you are not our candidate. You are not the one that won. You are not doing this. There will be riot every day. Voters' education is what we need. Voters' orientation is what we need. Shore never spoke about that. Even Peter Obi, the next leader that will lead a revolution in Nigeria today. And I'm telling you, Nigeria is beyond ripe for it. It's the Nigeria that will confront the voters with facts about their rights. From the south, west to the south, south to the southeast, to the northeast, to the northwest, and beyond. It's the one that will lead Nigeria to a new generation of politicians. That will start talking to Nigerians. You are the one in power. Your voting card allow you to choose who is going to rule you for the next 4 years. Not who give you bag of rice or 5,000 naira or even 100,000 naira today. You want good school? Your voting card is what will give you that good school. You want good road? You want security? Your voting card is what will give it to you. You want register to vote, but vote for your conscience.
You know what you're saying applies only to the kind of climate that you and I live in. In Nigeria, people have been conditioned to a certain degree that all they can think about, all they see is what will benefit them for today, not tomorrow, not next tomorrow, not a month, 2, 3 months, or a year down the road.
My dear brother.
They only see. No. I'm telling you because I have been there, I have done it. I know exactly what's going on with our people. Our people has been conditioned. They've been conditioned by the so-called leaders, the people that they follow behind, that they call their leaders, have conditioned them to that extreme poverty, that all they see is the immediate gain. It's only few. You only see few men of integrity and women of integrity that will say, "I'm not taking your rights. I'm not taking your rights. I'm not taking your rights. I'm not taking your money, but I'm going to vote my conscience." It's only few.
Let's take Edo State.
People that you will see that will stand up.
That few is growing in number. I just ran for a primary Edo State until I was asked to step down. Till today, I still have a loyal core in Edo State. Right? Till today, and it's growing in numbers. Because I was able to speak to them about their rights and their future. Now, it's just one of me. I know some other people did similar things. Imagine we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 doing the same thing. We will eventually change the dynamic. Those even believe in that, we're still playing the old game alongside. I know how much I personally give to a lot of people. Giving. And I'm beginning to see among other people gave. I may not have won. But my integrity speak. And I know some people like that as well. The integrity spoke louder. Why do you think Labour Party and Ataka is having problem in Edo State today? Regardless, it's arrogance and pride of thinking it could win a dog catcher in its local government. Because the way he got to that position wasn't kosher. He didn't win on ideas or principle or goals. He won because he had more money to buy the officials. That's a fact. That's why Labour Party is dead in Edo State today.
Let's leave the issue of Labour Party. Let's focus on our primary topic. Nigeria revolution. Let's focus on that because it's a very sensitive topic, And I want us to focus on that and dwell on that for today. We can discuss any other issue tomorrow, next tomorrow, any other problem. But for today, are we ready for revolution? That's our topic for today. Are we ready? Are we ready to hit the street with 10 million Nigerians? The north will come to the center, the east will come to the center, the middle belt will come to the center, the southwest will come to the center and say enough is enough. The National Assembly members and dishonorable members will be chased out of Aso Rock. We lock the gate and we'll take our country back. Are we ready for that?
Tell you why we are not ever going to be ready if we use that approach. Because most of the power, those who control the levers of power, know how to water their ground and control the ground perfectly well. Look at what's happening in America. Where American students are rising up against what's going on in country that is not even theirs. What is the government trying to do? It's trying to use police to intimidate, arrest teachers, not on ideas. The government is not counterproductive with the ideas. That's what the government is doing in America to suppress the students of having their voice. Times that by 100 is what the Nigerian government will do when Nigerians go that route. We saw what happened to NSAR. NSAR started in Lagos. It spread like a wildfire all over Nigeria. Government were going on the street, killing people from street to street. Government then used their own sponsor thugs to go and attack people who are fighting for them. Harassment, brutality needs to stop. Think about that. That kind of rioting is dead in Nigeria. It cannot work. That's why people are afraid. People are not ready to go on the street again, knowing what happened to NSAR. There was a peaceful demonstration in one location. It wasn't like they were spreading all over in one location. They were gunned down like dogs. I would not advise my child, my brother, my sibling to go do that. So there's a different kind of revolution we now need to focus on. That can bring people to the middle. It's an intellectual revolution we now need to focus on. It's an emotional revolution we now need to focus on. It's now a political revolution we now need to focus on that through the ballot. One man, one vote. Educate people. This is what Peter Obi successfully did in Nigeria. Peter Obi was able to energize people on the idea that fairness and justice and equality is far more important tribe man or anything. Peter Obi won from the south to the southwest to the north to the southeast to the northeast to the all over. We need an idealistic evolution of mind, an idealistic revolution of action. Evolution of mind and revolution of our action. And the easiest and the fastest way to do that without putting anybody's life in risk. Voters' education. Voters' education. And that is where we need to raise money. Some of us who have this idea to form a coalition, raise money, set up a foundation, and be good on voters' education. From registration drive to education. That was what happened. There's an organization that was disbanded in America by the help of the Republicans by spreading false lies about them. Akon realized that majority of Black Americans don't vote, don't register to vote. Not just Black Americans, majority of poor Americans. What the Akon was doing then, they were going about educating people on registration of their vote and their voice. Until a fake reality person messed it up. But my point is this. I haven't just been engaged severely or depthly to the Edo politics or Nigerian politics. I realize many voters are ignorant. Many voters are ignorant. They go with, these are so-called leader in the community and the person will go vote for this. That community leader, he don't collect money. He don't bring the money come to the table. Maybe they give her 1,000 and come back, still 100 naira, then give up. Inside that 100 naira, it's hundreds of naira. When I take 50 naira. But that leader doesn't need to come back and then talk to you about fixing your road, your school that you don't have, or the dilapidated school, or anything. He doesn't have to come back. Next time election come, because the same leader come, take another 1,000 naira. People may follow me. Voters education, non-party voters education drive, non-religious, non-tribal voters education drive. If I was to get into the government, all those self-interest group that does not promote one Nigeria but promote a tribal point or a religious point will be disbanded or be fined, or they refuse to term it as a terrorist state against Nigeria. So there's some sectional group. Consider them, they are not serving the interests of one Nigeria, so I consider them a terrorist group. If you are not for the unity of one Nigeria, then you must be classified as a terrorist group. Not you commit violence because you're against the Nigerian state. The Nigerian state is paramount and supreme. So any organization that's not operating with one Nigeria interest but a tribal and religious interest, that organization will be deemed as a terrorist group and must be taken out. Voters education.
You know, one of the biggest problems we have in Nigeria is the tribal sentiment. I must say, because when you try to get our brothers and sisters from tribal religious sentiment, when you try to get our brothers and sisters from the north to jump in on the idea of a better Nigeria, there are people who will tell them, oh, they don't mean well for you. The Christians from the south don't like the Muslims from the north.
Them.
No, I'm coming. The most Christians from the south don't like the Muslim from the north. They don't mean well for you people, and whatever they are doing is not to your own advantage. And our brothers and sisters in the north, being gullible, being subjected to abject poverty, they don't know better. They do not know better. Let me put it down. They do not know better. All they know is
the statement you make
the little change.
No. You have to take this back.
Yeah,
that the people of the south, Christian or Muslim from the south, don't accept the northern people as the northern people don't accept people from the south. No, that's not true. That is not true. Go to any part of the south. Even in one family, you see the father is a Muslim, the mother is a Christian, the siblings are mixed Christian Muslim in one house. You will go to a house, the landlord might be an allergy. In that very house, the landlord will allow a church inside that house, whereas the landlord is praying in his own corner as a Muslim. The children of that landlord will leave the children. In fact, the landlord will follow his children who are Christian to church, come back home. The children will come back and still practice Islam.
Allow me.
This is the problem. We have to be honest about the problem. Honest about the problem.
Allow me to
Christians and the Southerners do not have that level of discrimination.
No, what I'm saying is they are leaders, not our leaders. They are leaders from the north. They are the one that mislead our brothers and sisters from the north by using the religious sentiments to continue to further their own personal gain to the detriment of the average northerners. The highest out of school student in Nigeria, where are they from? They are from the north. We have 16 million children on the street of the north. They are Nigerians. 16 million. That's the size of 3 nations put together in Europe. The size of 3 nations put together in Europe. They are Nigerians. Like my brother always said, Dr. Frederick Omoyoma Derry.
The level of poverty in the north,
like my brother,
level of poverty in the north is enough to have upset anyone with a conscience. It's enough for
like my brother always say, the reason that Nigeria is where we are today as a nation is because of our brothers and sisters from the north. The day that our brothers and sisters from the north will rise up and say, enough is enough, Kabadaya, Nigeria will be free. Nigeria as a nation will be free. Because the north, they are used to one way of life. Once they get their order, they follow. Unlike the people from the south. So the northerners, it's about time for them to break away from that bondage, from that mental slavery by their so-called leaders. I am on this program telling my northern brothers, if you are hearing me from Kaduna, Gombe, Zamfara, Kanu, if you are hearing me on this program today, it is about time to start educating your people. Break away from that chain. The chain of poverty will not be broken except you decide to break it by yourself. The elite, the Sultan of Sokoto, will not want you to be free, but you have to get your freedom from him by any means necessary. If Nigeria as a nation must experience a thorough and decisive revolution, it must come from the north. It must happen from the north in order for revolution to succeed in Nigeria. South alone, Southwest alone, or the South alone cannot achieve its purpose if the North is not part and parcel of the revolution. The revolution must start from the North. Those who are on the streets of Kano, those who are on the streets of Sokoto, those who are on the streets of Kaduna must begin to hear the voice of freedom, must begin to key in that if Nigerians were to allow to utilize the potential, the God-given gift, the blessing upon that land, that nation, Nigeria, no Nigeria will travel out of Nigeria in search of greener pasture. They will only travel just like the people of Qatar, Bahrain, Dubai, Oman, travel to the Western nation for holiday and drive the best car. That's what will happen. If we begin to do the right thing, if we take our country back, whereby no Nigerian, we need to travel through the dungeon of this Mediterranean Sea, through the desert of Libya, where Nigerians is being held captive for over 2 years in prison in Libya, just because they trying to make an attempt to cross the Mediterranean Sea. I, on this day, wanted to be on notice. Some days, some years from now, I might not be here. But I wanted to be on notice that I did add my voice to the voice of those who have spoken before me. That indeed, revolution is the only way, a revolution that must be decisive, a revolution that must not be violent, no house must be burned, no shops must be looted. But our purpose of that revolution must be achieved. That we, Nigerians, born and bred in Nigeria, citizens of that great nation, a nation that the whole world is supposed to be an envy of, will now become the laughing stock of all other continents. A nation that is so endowed with what it takes to make any nation the greatest, prosperous, that we must begin to free our people. We must begin to utilize what we have. We are very smart. We are intelligent. In 2006, CNN report, Nigerians are the most educated set of immigrants in the United States. Not the Europeans, not the Asians, not the Americans, not the Latinos, not the South Americans, But Nigerians, we are blessed to be Nigeria. So let's do the needful. Let us take our country back by a simple revolution. No Christianity, no Muslim, no Islamic, no Hindus, no Voodoo, no religions. Let's shun our differences. Let's put aside our differences. Let's hit the streets of Abuja. The North come to Abuja, the South come to Abuja. The Middle Belt comes to Abuja, the Southeast come to Abuja. Let's chase away this buffon, these certificate forgers, those who does not mean well for our nation, those who their sole purpose or their aim is to make our country dry and buy properties all over the world. Let's do it. We can do it. We can do it together. My dear Nigeria, my fellow Nigerian, my fellow compatriots, we can make it happen. My brother, I'm going to give you a few 2 minutes for your closing statement.
Yes. I just want to address something. I make it very clear because the whole thing is the cost of living and this if Nigeria is right for revolution. And I think we are very right. I don't want to stick to my dear brothers in the north because I believe revolution of Nigeria that will spur through change will start from the north and not from this current crop of fake leaders who use religions and tribal sentiment to lie to them, but will come from the next generation of youth who see beyond their lives. And these are the facts. These are not just my own right. These are the facts. Child mortality in the north is higher than the whole part of the West African countries. That is not a Yoruba Muslim who they told you is not Muslim enough, or an Igbo Christian who they think is trying to take over your land, your life. Women giving birth and dying during giving birth is higher in the north than anywhere else in West Africa. And it's not caused by a Yoruba non-Muslim enough man or a Igbo man who is a Christian trying to come take your land or to rule over you. The level of poor education in the whole of West Africa is in the north. You have the poorest education level from primary, the statutory education, primary and secondary school. In the whole of West Africa, the most place where life, liberty, and freedom is most infringed, move freely is in the north. Security level in the north is dangerous. Even if you are rich, you can't live freely. You can't live freely. It's sad because sudden accidental death cannot be explained when somebody just sleep, not wake up, or just die. Among young people in the north, it's higher in the north than anywhere else in Nigeria. In the north, and it's not caused by the so-called Nigerian Southwest person who is a Muslim, when they will tell you that person is not a true Muslim, or caused by an Igbo man, then they'll tell you because an Igbo man Christian, that's why you're having a problem there. No, that is the reason why the border over there is porous. They allow a lot of Nigeria and Mali people to migrate easily and live and repopulate the place because you are dying off. You are dying off. And the reason why you are dying off, even though if you have 10, 20 wives, is simply because of your leaders. They are lying to you. They're telling you, unless you become a true religious person, you cannot be ABC. It's a lie. They are telling you lies that the non-religious person coming from the south is not good enough to govern and provide the amenities you need. It's a lie. Jonathan administration were trying to build free education. Trying to educate to expose you so that you are not controlled by your leaders. You are controlled by your own conscience and your own intent. What was the former Minister of Education said? Aminu. He's a professor. He said education is not for everybody. Who is going to be the driver? Who is going to be the security? But he never said his own children is good. It's good for them to be the driver of somebody else, or his own children to be a security guard. No, it's your children. It's you. It's referring to. You do not need to go to become an educated person because he wants you to be the security, the cleaner, and the driver for his children, and then lie to you. Say, is that Yoruba man from the West who is a Muslim? It's not a true Muslim. Or is that Igbo man who is a Christian? It's not a. It's a kafir. It's not a good Nigerian to govern. So I appeal to you. It's time for you to rise. Stop listening to those people who are lying to you that one Nigeria is only in your interest if it serves only you. No. One Nigeria is in your interest if it serves everybody to grow. They'll tell you, keep voting for them. They are fighting for you. They are not fighting for you. They are fighting for themselves and their children. How many those leaders, their children, marry one poor person like you? Or marry outside their friends? You can see their friends are marrying their friends' kids. And they are only recirculating among themselves. Come to the West. A daughter of a billionaire can marry a son of a pauper. And a son of a billionaire can marry a daughter of a pauper, regardless the religion or even the tribe. So in the South, they think differently. When they see you as a northerner, they see you as one Nigeria. They don't see you as a Muslim or a Christian. They see you as a brother. It's time those youth in the North stop their leaders to stop their leaders from dividing them and telling them, stay away from the Southerners. They will corrupt you. They are not true Muslims. They are Christians. They will convert you. All that. No, it's got nothing to do with it. It's got everything for them to manipulate and control you. They send their children abroad for education or the best school in there, but they never build one good school for you. When they have medical condition, they run abroad. Why spend 80 years? He never built one hospital to manage his illness, not even in Aso Rock. Easily fly to UK for treatment. Some people paid to build that hospital facility to a standard. A government build that clinical hospital, train their doctors to become a specialist. One person started the foundation of NHS. That become a government policy today. That Buhari was flying to UK to get his treatment. But how many hospitals he built in his own town, in his own village? To say, you know what, I'm a president, I can afford to check out. My children can. But there's so many people facing probably the same problem that may not be able. Let me go to my own town in Daura. Let me go to my own state in Katsina and make sure every community have a standard hospital. He did not do that. But go back there and tell you the most religious person and come to you and say, let's pray. Prayer could heal his sickness. Why did he come to a country that doesn't believe in that? So in summation, let me just summarize. We need an evolution and revolution of our politics. We need our voters to be educated from the West to the South, to the East, to the North, to the Northeast, to the Northwest, to be educated about their power to vote and make a change. And then we'll see a true Nigeria flourish in one unity. I believe in one Nigeria, indivisible. Indivisible, not under any tribe control, not under any religious control, but on the interest of one Nigeria, the Nigeria interest that transcends beyond our religious division and our tribal division.
Thank you, my brother. It's always my pleasure having you on my program. Like I've stated, Nigeria is indeed ripe for a revolution. But the revolution must be quick and decisive. It seems to address the issues that led to the revolution. It is crucial that the revolution is not taken over by troublemakers or government agents. We cannot allow any house to be burned. No life must be lost, like I said before. No shops must be looted. Keeping this in mind, we will achieve our mission. I thank you, my wonderful viewers all over the world, and I look forward to seeing you again next week, same place. Until then, remain blessed. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you very much. Good night.
Cheers.